Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here for myself. So I did put out a tweet talking a little bit about what is happening right now around the world of finance. And I think that's pretty clear, especially if you have been a part of this market for a while, right? So I said, a new monetary system is coming. It's impossible not to come to that conclusion. Our traditional monetary system is failing. We are at a point in time where we are seeing the transition happening slowly but surely. I told you guys all back in May that it will begin with trade finance. And it really has started with trade finance. September 20th, the Electronic Trade Documents Bill comes into effect. We have been watching this around XDC for a while, not a price driver. This will usher trade finance into the digital age. This is where it all begins. Harmonization of standards is starting, i.e. MLATR and ISO 20022. The next part is harmonization of regulations, i.e. the FSB, the IMF, the BIS, and the G20, which are all projected to have global crypto regulations by the end of 2025. They're also working on global crypto regulatory frameworks right now. September this month, we are supposed to see a big update from them. And then also I said it's all coming together for full integration of DLT and blockchain within the traditional monetary system. This will start the transition from traditional to digital. I've been stacking utility giants that have been mentioned countless times in documents, and XRP is one of them for an example. I'm also stacking key assets with major utility, and I do mention a few there. The world is changing, and soon everyone will realize the change that has already started. And yes, as we really kind of look at things, I think a lot of the big events that we have seen so far around CBDCs and Russia and things like that, I think that these are major accelerants, especially the BRICS idea, right? Like when we look at BRICS and what they're doing, I think that that is a big accelerator for us to usher into the digital age. I think that's really kind of just on par with the competitiveness, if you will. But I think that what we are seeing is full-on decentralization of our global monetary system as a whole. And I do believe that DLT and blockchain is going to be crucial pieces for that system. And I think that the puzzle pieces have already started to kind of fall into place. And I think that this year specifically, because everything that has happened this year has been wild, to say the least, especially around standards and regulation discussions, adoption as well. I mean, you literally have organizations like SWIFT, the DTCC, you have major companies, for example, like BlackRock, now talking about crypto, and they cannot, shut up about it. So, I think that we're almost at that turning point, and institutional adoption has already really kind of started. Now, also outside of this, right? Payments. When we look at payments, we know that this is probably going to be the biggest area where we see incredible change. Ripple posted a video, it's 43 seconds long, and it's really kind of talking about Africa. So what do you see in Africa? Less than 10% of payments are digital, and finance leaders in the region are excited to embrace the opportunity of crypto for cross-border payments. Now is the time for businesses to leverage crypto.
Crypto is starting to play a key role for payments across the Middle East and North Africa. In Africa, less than 10% of the payments are digital. It's a market that's essentially untapped, and finance leaders in the region are excited to embrace this opportunity. In Ripple's global survey, 2/3 of the finance leaders in MENA cite faster payments and settlement times as the #1 value proposition for incorporating crypto in their cross-border payments business. For more crypto trends in business, download the 2023.
So, of course, when we really kind of look at that statistic, right, like 2/3 of finance leaders in the MENA region, which, by the way, Ripple has been expanding within the MENA region for a very long time, seen faster payments and settlement times as the #1 value proposition. When we look at that, right, like they're going to tap into crypto. There's literally zero doubt in my mind that they are going to be tapping into crypto, right? Like when we look at crypto versus the traditional world, there's nothing like it. Nothing. So as we look into that, right, you have to expect the value of some of these tokens to start being affected. Why? Because there's trillions of dollars behind cross-border payments. It's a $156 trillion market. Outside of this, right, like I just recently had a conversation with an individual talking about the cost to move money. Now, this is not, anything new, right? We know how expensive these transactions can be. Western Union, going back to 2021, actually outlined how expensive it really can be. For example, here's how much it cost. Using just typical banks like Bank of America, Chase, and even Citi, talking about almost $30 per transaction or transfer for domestic transfers, up to $45 and all the way up to about $50 for international transfers. And even receiving, right? You're still getting hit with a fee. So as we really kind of look at the world of finance and payments and money transfer, it's horrible. It's garbage. And this is why I say, like, we are on the brink of a major change, where we do usher in digital instruments. And when we talk about those tools and those instruments, it's mainly DLT and blockchain tapping into, untapped potential. And remember what I've said, right? Like, we have faster payments. We just don't have the settlement time. Like, settlement's not there. Why are we still waiting 3 to 5 days for settlement when payments can happen immediately? And also talking a little bit about this liquidity. So Ripple recently, going back to September 14th, Ripple opens up a liquidity hub to Brazil and Australia. This was a big one. Check this out. Ripple Labs said Thursday that it's opening up its liquidity hub platform that provides businesses a streamlined way to buy, sell, and hold digital assets to Brazil and Australia, two big areas. And we do see Ripple has strong connections to these regions from our existing businesses and have found innovative firms that are looking to adopt crypto to meet their end customer payments and liquidity needs. The Liquidity Hub provides them a one-stop shop or solution versus patchwork strategies these firms deploy to tap into crypto liquidity today. The service allows businesses to access multiple liquidity pools and advanced trading features that include post-trade settlement through a single API. The service was already available in 35 US states, including, and they do outline those states. This is huge. And when we look at those streamlined operations, it's going to be crucial. The new features added are back-end updates to improve customer experience, including new features to streamline operations, including additional trading UI features and improved SLAs for crypto deposit processing. We do see this greatly improves the customer experience for a variety of customer segments that can benefit from Liquidity Hub, including NFT marketplaces, crypto ATMs, and brokers. So this is huge. And listen, like, I really want you guys to understand like how fast Ripple has been expanding crypto exposure. They have become a leader around crypto exposure. And even SBI, right? Like SBI, through the Ripple partnership, even said that they're ready to utilize XRP specifically for major payments to multiple major areas around the world. So, I do think that the adoption is growing around faster payments, faster settlement. And I do think that XRP is also a crucial piece for a lot of this. Now, I do think that with demand, the supply is pretty small for XRP. I know that a lot of people think that 100 billion is a lot, but when you're talking about, major payments, and we're talking about major volume, right? When you talk about payments like that, it will severely affect the value of XRP, considering the supply of XRP is already, I know that a lot of people think 100 billion is a lot, but it's already a small amount. That's where we do see possible value effects for XRP through that major demand. And also, right, like when we look outside of that, over here, so XRP Drops posted a thing about Liquidity Hub. He said, Ripple Liquidity Hub is a turnkey platform that provides businesses with a streamlined way to buy, sell, and hold digital assets. Businesses can access multiple liquidity pools and advanced trading features, including post-trade settlement, all through a single API experience. This is what Ripple is saying over on their website. But check out this video. It's about 1 minute and 17 seconds long. And then I do want to talk about a few other things as well.
Crypto is here. It's no longer an idea or on the horizon. It's already the reality of how businesses and people trade, move, and manage value. But despite a growing desire by businesses to engage in crypto, integrating digital asset solutions is complex. It often requires cumbersome integrations, has high costs and involves engaging with fragmented, slow, and costly fiat payout landscape. At Ripple, we built Liquidity Hub to seamlessly bridge the new world of digital assets with the traditional world of fiat. The experience is plug and play, encompassing a single API connection into a breadth of liquidity pools. It offers optimized pricing via smart order routing, and through Ripple's suite of products, best-in-class last-mile fiat payouts into global jurisdictions will be available. Liquidity Hub powers interoperability between crypto and fiat systems, bridging digital assets seamlessly. Partner with Ripple.
So yeah, and as we look at this, right, like this is just one piece of the puzzle behind Ripple. Like they want to become a crypto infrastructure. And, you know, when we talk about Ripple, right, like they are a company that has specialized in crypto solutions forever now. And I do think that we need to appreciate the work that they have done because, you know, as we look at Ripple, they really kind of, I would say, streamlined adoption of crypto in the real world. And I do think that this is one of a few companies in the space that have actually put a spotlight on the potential behind this space as well. And also over here, right? So these are the new regions. These are the new support, right? They're specifically adding support for stablecoins, specifically USDC and USDT, and will continue to add additional assets in a compliant manner to meet the demands of our enterprise customers. They do mention the new features like we went over, right? But then also, on and off ramps are critical to crypto liquidity. A key component of crypto liquidity is easy on and off ramps that enable value to move from fiat to crypto and vice versa. Now, within this, they are tapping in to a massive amount of exchanges through this as well. This is great. And they even mentioned yet again that today we have payout capabilities in 70 countries representing more than 90% of the daily FX market. They have spent years creating a robust global network of on and off ramps via the Ripple payments scene. And this is exactly why I say, you know, as we look at Ripple and what they have accomplished in the time that they've been in this market, they truly are becoming a massive global network that really is streamlining crypto adoption through many of these services, including, of course, crypto liquidity. And not to mention tokenization as well. Over here, tokenization of real-world assets are coming. Institutional custody will continue to be a cornerstone of that. Regulations are close, and this is from Riz XRP. I will play this video in a second, but I do want to look at this. So this is standard custody. So we do see thanks to DAR Crypto for having Jack McDonald on the DAR in Conversation series to talk about the importance of an institutional-grade qualified custodian for digital assets. And this is also another key to Ripple's business plan is becoming a crypto custody custodian, right? Because this is a big aspect to it all. And check out this video.
I think for a lot of different reasons, and we can differentiate.
And by the way, this is powered by PolySign. For those that don't know, I keep telling you guys to keep a close eye out on PolySign because of the connections with David Schwartz, Antoinette O'Gorman, and also Arthur Brito, which again, he's the co-founder of Ripple Labs and the co-designer of the XRP Ledger. And of course, you guys know David Schwartz already and Antoinette O'Gorman. If you don't know her, definitely do a little bit more research on her as well.
Between retail and institutions. Institutions in many cases have to use a qualified custodian as part of the custody rule, and the SEC has recently proposed some changes around that. But using a qualified custodian, if you fall under the rubric of the Registered Investment Advisor Act of 1940, that you have to use a qualified custodian. I would ensure that there are the operational and client support teams that you would expect to see from an institutional sell-side provider. You want to ensure that the assets are insured, even though it may not be a requirement. It's certainly a best practice. And I also think, just like in life, we're judged by the company we keep. And so I would be looking at the other service providers, partners, vendors that given custodians work with, where given custodians, for example, get their market data research from folks like DAR, all who provide an excellent service and we think are reflective of the quality that we and other qualified custodians have. at Standard Custody, we've built our business specifically to avoid any conflicts. So we are exclusively focused on providing custody and escrow services. We don't provide any trading functions or staking or lending or borrowing or market making, et cetera. And so I think as you watch this industry unfold, you will see more pure play custodians like Standard Custody be selected by the issuers, and then we will work in concert with market surveillance partners to provide that very important surveillance sharing agreement that the regulators seem to require. But one way or another, tokenization is coming, and it's going to have a profound impact on global markets as we know them. And I think that custody will continue to be a cornerstone of that. There will be other services that complement it, and it will happen slowly over time. But it's undeniable in our view that custody around digital assets will play a key role going forward.
And again, I do think that this is another main reason why, outside of what Ripple is doing with the liquidity hub, and even cross-border payments and stablecoin and CBDC issuance on the private ledger technology as well, they're cornering the entire market, right? Like, they are going all in. Ripple has been going all in for a very long time. I think that they see that crypto is going to be a pillar in this new monetary system that is coming, because listen, it's on its way. We have seen all the major connections to this. We've seen all the major confirmation to this as well. And as we do look at Ripple, I think that they want to be a pillar in this new system. I think that they have created a major infrastructure around it. That is why they do have, the major acquisitions around custody platforms, and even recently with Fortress Trust, the tokenization services, digital asset issuance, things like that. Like, they truly have it all. They are a major leader in the space, and they are a must watch. And when we look at that, right, like, we also have to look at XRP, because, outside of what Ripple is doing with XRP has become a giant in the space, because, for well over 10 years, building has been happening on the XRP ledger. So, we're not here to look at Ripple and say, hey, look at, they're gonna, create massive value for XRP. No, right? They will also create demand for XRP, but outside of that, a lot of the value is coming from the ledger itself. But I do think that this is just a great combination, right? Like, there's no other asset in the space that has a combination like that, where you have an asset being primed for institutional grade adoption, but then also you have the retail sector building on the ledger and providing incredible value. And then you also have tokenization services on the ledger, decentralized exchanges, AMMs. I mean, it is truly something special. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on, because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.